Basketball action here at the Blue Cross Arena. Good evening, everybody. My name is Sam Schreier, and welcome to the Section 5 Class B2 Championship game featuring the number 2 seeded Canisteo-Greenwood Chargers. Listed as visitors on the scoreboard, and the number 1 seeded Bishop Kearney Kings. Listed as the home team. And now, ladies and gentlemen, will you all please rise and remove your hats, face the flag, as we honor America, the men and women fighting around the world for this great nation, the nation that gave us the sport of basketball, with the playing of our national anthem.
And a good evening once again from the Blue Cross Arena at the War Memorial, Les Harrison Court, as we get ready for the third game of our Section 5 Championship tripleheader. It is the Class B2 Championship game between the number 2 seed Canisteo-Greenwood Chargers and the top seed, the Bishop Kearney Kings. Glad to have you along again, everyone. I'm Brendan Harrington, along with longtime Irondequoit head coach Chris Carden. John Garino, our producer and director for this game, with him sliding into the director's chair. And great matchup we have here. Canisteo-Greenwood. Canisteo has never won a Section 5 championship before. Greenwood hasn't won one since they went 4 straight times back in the 80s. And then we know a baker's dozen titles for Bishop Kearney. It's a private school versus a public school. It's a game that features one of the best players in Section 5. And Carson Chafee. It's going to be a great one.
It's going to be a great one. Bishop Kearney, though, hasn't won a sectional title in a long time, though. It's been 13 years.
Yep, they have not won since 2013, and they were just dominant. They won 11 titles in 14 seasons between 1999 and 2013. And real interesting story, too, with Willie Mason coming over with just 2 weeks before the season. Previous coach getting dismissed. He left his spot at World of Inquiry, where he won a sectional title last year, and he has taken over this Bishop Kearney Kings team and done a fantastic job. Let's go ahead and get you the starting lineup. First of all, for Brandon Beers, the 41-year-old in his second season as head coach for Canisteo-Greenwood, and he's a hometown guy as well. He grew up in Canisteo. In fact, the last time that a Canisteo team made the finals was when he was a senior back in 2003, and then I guess 2004, his brother was on the team. They lost to Genesee Valley in 2003 and HAC in 2004. The starting lineup for Canisteo-Greenwood in this ball game, starting at the point, will be Thomas Sirianni, a 5'10 senior guard. Jack Beers will start at shooting guard. He's an 8th grader, one of 2 8th graders starting in this game. One for Kearney, one for Canisteo-Greenwood. Kevin Sirianni, he is the fraternal twin of Thomas. He starts at the 3, 6'1 senior. And then up front, it's James Smith III, and then Carson Chafee, as we just talked about before. Meanwhile, for Bishop Kearney, their starting lineup looks like this. Owen Gorham, a 7th grader, will start at the point. The 2 guard is Jacob Rabinski, who's been at 4 different schools in 4 years. Jaden Capers will start at the 3. He averages 17.5 points per game. Jaden Pascal will start at the 4. He can stretch it as well as a good shooter. And then Maddox Volpe, really good football player, 6'5", starts at the 5. So it'll be the 2 Siriannis, Beers, Chafee, and Smith for Canisteo-Greenwood. And then you have Capers, Rabinski, Gorham, Volpe, and Pascal for Bishop Kearney. So here we go. Should be a fun one.
I think interesting thing about Canisteo-Greenwood, Canisteo's never won a sectional title. Greenwood won 4 in a row from 81 to 84. So both teams lost to East Rochester. Canisteo-Greenwood lost by 2 last year in the semis, and Kearney lost to them in the quarters.
Carson Chafee averages a double-double, 26 points per game. Tremendous player. Bishop Kearney will be in white, and Canisteo-Greenwood in red. They win the opening tap at a missed bunny right off the bat from James Smith. And so it'll be Bishop Kearney basketball there in the white.
2-3 zone.
Look at that 7th grader playing for a sectional title in the big house. And he's not shy, leaves it short, gets his own rebound, and draws the foul. Boy, he's not shy at all, is Owen Gorham, huh? Gets right in there on the first possession. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I believe he came over from Greece Athena.
Yep.
One thing I noticed about Canisteo-Greenwood, their zone, they're 2-3, and we've seen a lot of zones tonight, but theirs look very active. Very active.
And the first free throw is up and in. The foul was charged against Kevin Sirianni from Canisteo-Greenwood. And 1 of 2 from the free throw line as the rebound is ripped down by Smith, who is a real good athlete. So 1 of 2 at the line for Gorham. And here's the second possession, really the first half-court set for Canisteo-Greenwood.
Staggered screen.
Here's Chafee with it. Has it between the rings. Underneath the foul line, kicks it out, and 3-ball rims out from Thomas Sirianni. Here comes Kearney the other way. Gorham. Here's an open 3 on the way from Rabinski, right between the eyes. Quick start for Bishop Kearney as they take a 4-0 lead in the early going.
Kearney is in a man-to-man.
Ball screen from Chafee. Now gets it back at the free throw line. Nice little shovel pass. He stepped on the baseline. Smith stepped on the baseline. That's a turnover. And it will be Bishop Kearney basketball. Kearney 19-3 under head coach Willie Mason. We told you he took over just 2 weeks before the season started. Really crazy story there. Now double team here. Nearly led to the turnover. And again, Rabinski tried to hit the 3, missed the mark. Big spin and hit from Jaden Pascal. And it's 6-0. And now coming back the other way. Beers able to get the bucket and a timeout right off the bat. Wow. So Kearney calls a timeout. I assume it'll be a 30-second timeout.
30 seconds, Kings.
Our referees are Willie Givens, Greg Bishoping, and Tyler Seaman tonight as we get things set for you here in the early going.
Greg Bishoping, the former Pittsford Mendon coach. Some people may not recognize Willie because he had dreadlocks last year. And the college he's a college official like Greg, and they will not let him have the dreadlocks. So quick timeout by Willie Mason, who is also a college official.
Jack Beers, who scored the bucket right there, that is the coach's son. That is Brandon Beers' son, and he's only in 8th grade. And Coach Beers said he was really hesitant to bring him up as an 8th grader, just didn't want it, to seem like favoritism. But he said that actually Carson Chafee is a big reason why he brought him up. He talked him into it. There's a bank shot, and again, the bank is open on a Friday night in Rochester. Maddox Volpe, I don't think he called the bank. So here we go now. Canisteo-Greenwood trailing 8-2 in the early going, just over 2 minutes into the game. Poked away from Thomas Sirianni, who's been running the point and battling a little bit of a bad knee that he'll probably get taken care of in the offseason, but didn't want to give up his senior year. Smith leaves it down low for Chafee, unable to finish, gets the rebound back, goes up and finishes. So tough around the rim is Carson Chafee, and he's on the board now in the early going to make it 8-4. Kearney not going to waste any time. Good seal down low, and the finish from Maddox Volpe. Got great position. Kearney making it look easy early on, and now the turnover. 10-4.
I don't think Canisteo-Greenwood has seen the type of quickness that Bishop Kearney has played.
Bishop Kearney on the year 19-3. He did get some losses against some of the bigger schools. That one poked away. Nearly a turnover for Canisteo-Greenwood. Instead, the loose ball scooped up and scored. And that was Jaden Capers. He averages 17.5 points per game. Now on the other end, Chafee was blocked by Pascal, but open three ball is short from Smith. So 12-4, looking to run. Three-pointer, Rubinski off the mark, and Chafee with the rebound. Quick outlet pass to Smith. Canisteo-Greenwood looking to run, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul on Rubinski.
Yeah, this is the second time Rubinski's been at Kearney. He was at Kearney, North Star, Rax, back to Kearney.
Doing the circuit, baby.
Doing the circuit.
Great, tremendous shooter. Father is the play-by-play announcer, communications director for the Rochester Nighthawks. Chafee missed from 15 feet, got it back, ran right into the defender, just bulldogged his way for the basket.
That's why he is one of the top recruited guys in the Rochester area.
And meanwhile, Rubinski shows he can score inside, and now Canisteo-Greenwood will spend an early timeout. So both teams have spent timeouts early on, and all five starters have already scored for Bishop Kearney.
Coach Beer is really, really upset
at
the ease that they're scoring with.
Yeah, it has been really easy.
Got to try to make it a half-court game at the defensive end. They got to make Kearney to play a half-court offense, I believe.
Yeah, 14 points, and we're not even midway through the quarter, so you do the quick math, and they're averaging over a hundo at this pace. So good timeout there from Brandon Beers. Graduated from Canisteo in 2003 and then played some basketball for Roberts Wesleyan. Like we said last time, Canisteo team was in the championship game was when he was a player in 2003 and then when his brother played in 2004. Right now, trying to keep it within striking distance in the early going, down 14-6 midway through the first quarter.
Just got to kind of weather the storm a little bit here.
Quick three ball on the way is no good from Kevin Sirianni, and the rebound cleared by Volpe. Ahead into the front court for Capers. Rubinski left it short.
Good defense by Canisteo-Greenwood.
Kevin Sirianni, or Jack Beers rather, and we're going to have a travel. So right back over to Bishop Kearney. You know, talking with Coach Beers, he says we know how good Kearney is. You know, we're going to be outsized. We're going to be outmatched in a lot of positions. But Canisteo-Greenwood can make a good argument they have the best player on the floor in Chafee.
Change their defense.
And offensive rebound putback, two putbacks, and now a trip to the free throw line going to be coming up. Looks like it's going to be Jaden Capers to the line, almost averaging a double-double at 17.5 points per game and 9.2 rebounds per game.
So I believe the winner of this game will play Leroy.
Yep, in the play-in game for B to get into the state tournament. First shot up and in for Capers. Foul was on Chafee, his first. 15-6, a lightning quick start from the Kings. Another offensive rebound. That is a real concern early. And it looks like Volpe will get credited with the putback after Capers went 1 of 2 from the line. 17-6 early on. Smith drives baseline, had it knocked away from behind by Volpe. But a double dribble. Pascal arguing, but Jaden Pascal, 6'6" sophomore who can shoot. Coach Mason said he's still kind of learning his body, kind of to grow into his body. Such a big kid. But he says a really hard matchup for other teams. That one knocked out of bounds. If you're Canisteo-Greenwood, Chris, you just got to kind of not panic in the early going the way Kearney has gotten out to the quick start, right?
Yeah, Kearney's gotten out to the quick start. They got to try to slow them down. They can score a couple baskets. That's one way to slow them down.
Inbound, open 3 on the way. No good from Jack Beers, but an offensive rebound from Smith.
I really like Smith. He's been very active.
Yeah.
He plays bigger than 6 feet. His coach calls him a bully. He averages 12.7 rebounds.
Nearly turned over as the ball went off the foot of Volpe. Quick 3 from Rubinski, and that's a great blocks out, but Chafee couldn't come away with it, and it winds up being an easy basket for Capers.
Forced a tough shot. He's just got to somehow get these rebounds.
Yeah, offensive boards. Both teams have had a putback and score in the early going, at least a couple. Smith, though, couldn't convert that time. Here comes Kearney looking to run. Pascal, oh my, he is so long.
Yeah, 6'6" sophomore.
You can almost see what Willie Mason's saying, right? He's like kind of figuring out what he can do with this big body, and he just blocked Carson Chafee. Wow. Here is a long outlet pass and a foul as Capers does the 360. 19-8. Foul will be on Thomas Sirianni.
It's really hard for Canisteo to simulate this type of athleticism and quickness in this preparation.
Interesting that both of these teams last year were knocked out by East Rochester.
Yeah, the Kearney-East Rochester game was a heck of a game.
As first free throw up and in, Kearney lost. They were just a 7 seed last year. They lost to East Rochester in the quarterfinals, and then Canisteo-Greenwood in a really hard-fought game. It was a 2-point loss to East Rochester. 1 of 2 from the line, and again, Chafee on the floor, and nobody is able to pick that up, and now Chafee is limping down the floor as he went down hard.
Kearney's had a lot of loose balls that have come their way.
Yeah, it's been a tough start. Capers with that last basket. 22-8 with 1:20 left to go in the first quarter. Smith just underneath the free throw line,
nice.
Contested shot, and he still was able to get it to go.
Big basket.
4 points for James Smith III.
They could get this, 10 or less by the end of the quarter. Now they're in a 1-3-1.
And just trying to mix up some looks here.
Yeah, a lot of mix-up looks.
Right at the high post, Volpe says, thank you very much. He made that look easy. Volpe has 8. And on the other side, no call. Oh, wow, was that late. They call an offensive foul, which was probably the correct call. But that whistle came well after the contact took place.
I think the referee was waiting for the other ref that was in the area.
Yeah, that was a clear offensive foul as we look at the replay. 24-10, inside of 40 seconds left to play here in the first.
Now we're in a 3-2.
And Owen Gorham running the point in just 7th grade. He averages 7.2 points, 3.5 assists per game. They'll start to attack with 10 on the shot clock. Another offensive rebound.
That's the problem when you play zone.
Yep. And Boy, the jumper's going down in the mid-range game for Maddox Volpe, huh? He's got 10, 26-10. Clock running down. Going to have to get it off, and that one knocked away, and that's how the first quarter will come to an end. Oh, my. The Kings, a hurricane in the first quarter. They scored 26 points, and at the end of the first, it's Bishop Kearney leading Canisteo-Greenwood 26-10 on the Section 5 Broadcast Network. National championship in 13 years, and they dominated the first quarter of play.
Yeah, they just got all the loose balls and the offensive glass. Problem is when you play a zone, it's hard for the box outs, and I do think Canisteo-Greenwood's playing a really scrappy zone. But
I mean, before you could blink, all 5 starters had scored for Bishop Kearney.
The good thing is, Brendan, there's a lot of time left.
There is a lot of time left.
24 minutes left, so
26-10 the score, and right off the bat, nearly a steal from Kevin Sirianni.
Yep. Trying to change it up a little bit, trying to get a trap out of the 2 guards.
Yep, they got that defense extended now, looking to make some traps out on the wing. Kearney will survey the situation. Skip pass was nearly picked off, and there's a shot from Dalton Hamer, who's just into the game for the first time.
Well, they limit them to 1 shot. And if they can do that, they can get right back in this.
Gideon Stewart has checked in for Canisteo-Greenwood. They don't go much more than 6 deep, but in really good condition, and Chafee lost it. And here comes Kearney the other way. Both teams looking for their first basket here in the second quarter. Owen Gorham swings it over, and we're going to have a whistle and a foul.
It's too bad. He was right there. Just don't want to foul a jump shooter.
Take a look at the replay here. The foul from behind. And that will send Jaden Pascal to the free throw line. So Gideon Stewart, who, like we said, had just come into the game, first free throw was no good. Pascal had 2 points in the first quarter. He goes 0 for 2 from the line here. And we're going to have a loose ball foul charged against Bishop Kearney.
Because they got Volpe going over the back.
A little bit of a Bronx cheer there from the Canisteo-Greenwood fans. 26-10, Bishop Kearney in command here in the early going of the second quarter. Chargers with the basketball. Chafee going to come out and set a screen far from the basket. Give and go with Kevin Sirianni. That was pretty.
Nice change of pace.
Chafee has 6, and the lead is 14. And I guess if you're the Chargers, you got to try and string some stops together now. Volpe does not hesitate with that mid-range shot.
They're going to have to bring the center up, the middleman up, because he's just on fire.
You know, it reminds me sometimes when, I know this is a 1-3-1, but when, Syracuse goes a 2-3 and there's a good high post guy who, if you leave him, he's just going to drain him. That's kind of what it looks like.
Yeah, I think their last couple possessions have been 2-3, but you don't mind the high post guy. Usually he's not a real good shooter, but he is tonight.
That time got some help from the back rim. Meanwhile, Chafee going to clean up the garbage there after the miss from Smith III, but again, the aggressiveness from James Smith III setting that up. Chafee has 8 and averages 26 per game. Here's a steal. Canisteo-Greenwood looking to run. Smith into the front court. Ooh, he traveled. Trying to say he held his pivot foot, but they will send it back over as checking back in Jaden Capers. 28-14, Bishop Kearney doubling up Canisteo-Greenwood here with 5:45 left to go in the second quarter.
Comes the trap again.
And to go high-low this time. They had a deflection. Dalton Hamer again running the point He's a freshman backing up a seventh grader.
There's a loose ball.
Yep,
They're getting
another
everyone.
Loose ball. Capers.
It's not that Canisteo-Greenwood's not playing hard. It's just Kearney's just quicker to the ball.
Yep. That's happened a few times where Canisteo-Greenwood had it, but was just taken away. That time, the 3 ball well off the mark. And we're going to have an offensive foul. So we're actually seeing, I said before that Hamer had come in to run the point for Gorham. They're actually both playing together right now as we get a look at the replay.
That was close.
It was. Kevin Sirianni stepping in and drawing the charge.
I think, that's a foul there.
And tough finish inside from Carson Chafee in transition.
You know what's interesting is Kearney was defending them pretty well, and now they're pressing, and I think it's giving them some opening.
Chafee all of a sudden with 10 points.
Capers, second foul. He's going to be coming out.
And he's able to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. Yeah, 2 fouls on Capers.
Now Carson Chafee, he's for real. That's why all the D3s all around.
Basically, the entire Empire 8 is knocking on his door. Off the penetration, nearly a turnover, but somehow fired back inside by Colby Spate.
Volpe.
To Maddox Volpe, who is just filling it up right now. All 2-point field goals. He's got 14 points.
It's half their points almost.
I know. 32-17 the score. 4.5 minutes to play in the second quarter. Chafee showing off his handle. And how do you stop that?
He's taking over.
And he's trying to will his team to stay in this game for the time being. And we're going to have a whistle and a foul. It looked like Pascal was a little bit out of control, but he managed to dump it off at the last minute to Volpe. Meanwhile, Hamer will come off, and Rabinski will come back on. 32-19. Up and under move. Pascal missed his first shot, and then the follow goes down. Nearly a turnover as it's deflected into the backcourt. Smith, as they extend the defense. Look at Spate all the way up on the top, putting pressure on the ball. Down to 14 on the shot clock. A little bit of a disjointed possession. Smith finds the seam and all the way to the basket.
Really like Smith.
He has 6.
He averages 12.
34-21. Back within 13, and there's Smith again. 2-on-1, and he's able to find Jack Beers, who missed it, but cleaning up the garbage is Carson Chafee, or Gideon. Who'd they give that to? Yeah, it was Chafee, yeah, okay. Thought I heard something different there for a minute. So Chafee able to put it in. 34-23, and then there's the answer on the other end.
He's just in the zone.
Volpe, wow. 16 points on 8 field goals. 2:50 to play. 36-23. Canisteo-Greenwood. 3 ball on the way from Kevin Sirianni.
They need someone else to step up. Can't just have Chafee.
Back to within 10.
And Smith.
It's 36-26 as Canisteo-Greenwood starting to match Kearney on the offensive end. Offensive foul as Chafee steps in and takes it.
They're doing everything right now.
You can feel the momentum shifting. How about that Willie Mason? That's a good-looking suit he's got, man. He's going to win the fashion contest this weekend.
Him or Chachi, I don't know.
Oh, yeah, Chachi was pretty good, too. You're right. Well, Willie looks sharp.
Yeah, I think he got married in that.
You know, after COVID, the coaches kind of dressed down a little bit. There's a steal. You know, started wearing tracksuits and whatnot, and
Right.
Not
Sneakers,
Willie.
Not Willie.
Not Willie. Here's a give and go. That's a blocking foul, yep. He just kind of leans. That time, James Smith III just kind of leaned into him. So, 2:09 to play. Boy, you'd love if you're Canisteo-Greenwood to get this to single figures at halftime after it looked early on like they might get run out of the gym.
Yep, I agree.
It's 26-10 at the end of the first quarter. Inbound to Capers. Back for Gorham. And here's the floater. That was pretty from Dalton Hamer.
Floater from 12 feet out.
Yeah, DJ Hamer with the finish. As he's just a freshman. Open three on the way from Beers, no good. Long rebound, tracked down by Thomas Sirianni. And Kevin Sirianni able to score. Well, a few times we've seen offensive rebounds and putbacks from the Chargers.
We have.
Not to the degree to which Bishop Kearney's kind of dominated the offensive glass, but
just need a couple stops.
It's been noticeable. Thomas Sirianni went for the steal. It led to an open look from Rubinski, but it rimmed out. It's a 10-point game. And Canisteo-Greenwood could tie or could pull it to single digits, and that rimmed out. That would have cut it to 7.
Travel.
Yeah, that looked like a walk. And no call, and it results in an easy basket for Jaden Pascal. And timeout. Did Willie call that one, I think? Yep. I'm going to use a full timeout. Okay. So timeout, Bishop Kearney, as I thought as well as we look at the replay there that Pascal, when he put it on the floor there, took an extra step. But 40-28, Bishop Kearney with a 12-point lead, and it's 1:01 left to play in this second quarter. Well, Carson Chafee has certainly come to life, Chris. He's got 11 points in the second quarter and 15 overall. But yeah, he's being recruited by Cuca, Nazareth, St. John Fisher, Oswego.
Everybody.
Yep. And he's a really good student.
Yeah, it's great to see.
You know, every year he's gotten a little bit better. His scoring totals have gone up. He went from 16 points per game as a sophomore, 21 points per game as a junior, 26 points per game now as a senior. And he's been in the district the entire time.
Yeah.
He's grown up in Canisteo, and
kind of nice to see.
Yeah. So, coming out of the timeout, it will be Chargers basketball. You got Chafee along with Beers, Kevin and Thomas Sirianni, and James Smith. Actually, Smith on the bench right now. They're going to bring Gideon Stewart back in the game. Good ball movement here against the zone. 3 ball on the way and in. Kevin Sirianni from downtown, his second 3 here in the second quarter. Nearly a steal. Boy, that's a quick 3. Probably not the shot you want if you're Willie Mason. And Canisteo-Greenwood.
Hold for one.
Woof. Maybe thinking 2 for 1, but there wasn't enough time for it. How about that reverse layup from Mr. Chafee? 17 for Carson Chafee, and Canisteo-Greenwood is back within 7. Rubinski open 3. Bam! Can't let that happen if you're Canisteo-Greenwood. Second 3 for Rubinski. Down to 4 seconds left to play. Going to have to get it off. Too strong from Chafee. And that will bring the first half to an end. Little bit of a disappointment there with the Rubinski 3 after they had got it down to 7, pushing it back up to 10. But certainly Canisteo-Greenwood has to feel good overall about that second quarter, Chris.
Yes. Yes, they were on the verge of kind of getting blown out early, but their character and play persevered, and we got a ball game.
They outscored Bishop Kearney 23-17 in that second quarter. We're going to step aside for halftime. 43-33 in this Class B2 championship game. The winner will take on Leroy in the state qualifier game coming up midweek. We'll step aside here on the Section 5 Broadcast Network.
You're watching the Section 5 Broadcast Network. Produced by Varsity Media.
Our producer and director, and Joel Balthaser behind the scenes on camera. As we get ready to start the second half, 43-33, Bishop Kearney at the half. Carson Chafee leading all scorers with, actually, that's not true. That's a lie.
No.
Maddox Volpe's leading all scorers with 16 points. That was fake news.
Fake news.
15 points for Chafee, though. He's right on his tail. But here we go, second half. We are underway, and not the start that Canisteo-Greenwood was looking for as they turn it over.
Yeah, a lot of pressure by Kearney there.
Again, kind of the story in the first half. Bishop Kearney just blitzing Canisteo-Greenwood in that first quarter with their athleticism.
I think Canisteo-Greenwood somehow has to make an adjustment and play Volpe a lot tougher, which was going to open up some other stuff.
Yeah, Volpe had 16 points on 8 field goals, did a lot of damage at the high post, also had some big offensive rebounds, as did his entire team. Canisteo-Greenwood will inbound now as we look for our first points of the second half. Remember, Jake Rubinski had a big three to push it from 7 to 10, and how about Smith showing the outside scoring ability? Now, he has 3 fouls, so he has to be careful, but buries the 3 there. So it took a victory lap before it went down, and it's 43-36. Good ball reversal on the high post, and that's a travel on Rubinski.
Well, we saw a little bit of momentum shift in that last quarter. Rubinski did hit the big 3 at the end, but
almost like Canisteo-Greenwood, convincing themselves that they can play with them. And certainly Chafee putting the team on his back in that second quarter for a while. How about that quick first step for Smith? He's been impressive, Chris.
He's very impressive. Very impressive.
He's into double figures with 11. Going to be important that he doesn't pick up that 4th foul. Volpe misses the 15-footer there. And now here comes Chafee down the center of the court. Chance to get it within 5. Wide open 3 is off the mark. That was way off from Thomas Sirianni. But going to stay here with the hustle play.
Great hustle.
43-38, a lead that was 16 has been cut all the way down to 5 as Canisteo-Greenwood has scored the first 5 points of this third quarter. Oh, Chafee lost it. And they're going to get the foul, undercutting. Owen Gorham undercut Thomas Sirianni. That'll be the first on Gorham. Nobody with more than 2 fouls for Bishop Kearney. Capers with the most with 2. And like we said, you have to keep an eye on Smith with 3. Oh, open 3 passed up by Thomas Sirianni because his teammate is on fire in the early going. James Smith hits all the way back to 2 at 43-41. Volpe this time won't pull the trigger from 15. And Chafee read the pass, and it leads to a steal.
And there's the adjustment. They're playing Volpe up.
Oh, that pass went off the knee of the defender. Fortunate break there for Canisteo-Greenwood. And if that pass isn't deflected, James Smith III might have had his 3rd three-pointer of the third quarter already.
Well, that's why they're, I don't know, 2 or 3 in the state. Canisteo-Greenwood.
Yep. Yeah, and this just shows you the state rankings sometimes just are a guess because, Kearney's like 19 or something like that, right? Yeah, I mean, we know they're better than that. 3-pointer off the back rim, and 2 players were there.
Now
for
they're
Kearney.
getting loose balls.
Yeah. Funny how that can change when the momentum shifts. Uncle Mo wearing red right now. Deep 3-pointer on the way is well off the mark. Tipped alive by Chafee. And, almost forced to call the foul there because it would have been a turnover. As Owen Gorham, the 7th grader, was knocked over. I still have to. I got to mention that every once in a while because this is a high-level Section 5 game, and we got a 7th and 8th grader out in the middle of it.
Yeah,
and they look like they belong.
They do. Second foul on Kevin Sirianni.
So here we go. 43-41. Kearney with the basketball and a 2-point lead, and a good deflection from Chafee. And it just wound up going right to Jaden Capers. Tough break there.
Yeah,
12 for Capers.
Too much size.
Chafee able to get out of trouble. Now repost, drop step, boom. He knows how to play, huh?
He knows how to play inside, outside. Special player.
45-43, back to a 2-point game. In the high post, Volpe, boy, he was almost behind the backboard, almost got it to go. He was behind the backboard.
That's the adjustment they're making, though.
Oh, Chafee, that was very close to being a travel. Certainly the Kearney fans thought so. Again, gets cut off just underneath the free throw line. 3-ball on the way and in! Check! Beers puts Canisteo-Greenwood into the lead for the first time. It's 46-45. Who would have thunk it?
Willie Mason, they need
Wow.
a timeout.
No timeout. Instead, splash. Colby Spate with the answer. Big bucket right there.
He's an athlete. He has a track scholarship to Mercyhurst.
In Erie, Pennsylvania, which is now transitioned full-time to Division I. We're going to have a kick down on the defensive end.
Are they Division I in all sports? Or?
Yeah, they're transitioning, yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
kind of like Lemoyne.
Yep. They've been
Good.
they've been D1 in hockey for a while, but oh boy, that's a turnover on the inbound pass. So Chafee really frustrated there.
Yeah.
So it was a momentary 46-45 lead after the Beers 3, but now right back to Bishop Kearney, a 1-point lead and the basketball. But we have a game here in this B2 championship tilt between Bishop Kearney and Canisteo-Greenwood. Again, almost behind the backboard. Wow. The 6'6 Jaden Pascal buries that from almost behind the backboard. On the other end, that 3 off the mark from Beers, maybe a little bit forced. 2 big hops and a bucket from Capers. Wow. You work so hard to get it back to a game, and then what about that sequence, right? The 3-pointer from the 6'6 Pascal from behind the backboard, and then that finish in transition.
You would think that's a shot that you'd want him to take.
Yeah. I mean, we had the perfect angle because we are, again, high above Les Harrison Court, but we are literally in line with the backboard, so we can see the angle. Free throw was
3.
no good.
That's the third on Volpe.
Wow. So a foul on Volpe. Just a second.
Just a second. The one thing Canisteo has done is kind of try to take him away at that high post. They brought Chafee up on him a lot.
52-46.
Kearney in his zone now.
Canisteo-Greenwood slowing down a little bit here. That's a travel. Forced the turnover. Turnover starting to pile up a little bit for Canisteo-Greenwood.
Coach
That was Beers.
Chafee says, you get the ball.
Yeah. So 52-46, just like that, it's back to 6 and a chance to build from Bishop Kearney.
Seeing a lot of ball screens.
Gorham will now back it up as he looks to attack the zone. It's like a 2-3. Inside out. As Pascal trying to take it to the basket. It's going to be his second. No, it's Kevin Sirianni called for the foul, and that's going to be his 4th.
Wow.
That's a problem. So Kevin Sirianni, the 6'1 senior, again, he and Thomas are fraternal twins. He's a little bigger, about 3 inches bigger. Gorham up top for Spate.
Oh, boy, that was close. That was close.
Volpe was posting up, and Thomas Sirianni stepped around in front and got called for the foul. That's his second.
That's the 4th team.
Yep, so Kearney will be shooting the rest of the way in the third quarter. 3-pointer rattles out from Jaden Pascal. 6-point game, 52-46. Three-pointer short from Smith. He fouled a shot, and
Terrible.
Nope, they're going to call a foul, and that's a huge call.
Fouls on number 24, James Smith.
It's his fourth. And let's take a look at this here. Smith takes the three, tries to foul his shot, and it's tough because once Pascal goes to the ground, it's almost like you got to call it or else it's a travel. And he did make contact with him.
Coach is keeping him in, and I kind of agree with this.
I think you have to.
I do. This is...
And not a ton of depth on this Canisteo-Greenwood team. And the first free throw misses from Jaden Pascal, who's now 0 for 3 from the line. In fact, Kearney as a team now is 3 for 10. Make it 3 for 11. That's an over the back on Pascal, I think. Somebody's getting hit from Kearney.
Kearney foul number 30, Jaden Pascal, his first and third.
Just the first on Pascal. How about that? It's a tough call.
Yeah, Kearney's hurting themselves by not extending the lead at the foul line.
52-46.
1-3-1.
Remember we saw that from Elba in the last game.
We did.
Very similar time of the game as well.
And still really moving the ball well.
Chafee way out on the perimeter. Had it knocked away. Almost went off him, too. 17 on the shot clock and 2:08 to play here in the third quarter. And Chafee stuck out on that wing, nearly a steal. Got to get it back to him. Yep, there he is. Oh, splits the double team. Beautiful bounce pass, but now no man's land. Oh, they're going to call a foul on Chafee here.
Oh, man.
They're going to wave off the basket and say he pushed the Kearney player in the back. And let's take a look at the replay. See. Oh, man, is that a horrible call.
Yeah.
Oh. I think that's a case where the official saw something. He anticipated something being there that wasn't. Oh, I mean, that's a huge call.
It is.
Oh, 1:54 to play.
Yeah, I didn't like that call.
Remember that. 1:54 in the third. And a full effort there to get that free throw to go down. Man, that was a great play by Chafee, too. And both free throws kind of rubbed salt in the wound in that little exchange, too. So Capers finally able to convert at the free throw line for Kearney. So instead of it being 52-48, it winds up being 54-46. Canisteo-Greenwood basketball. Coming down on 1:40 to play in the third quarter. And Smith playing with those 4 fouls. Opening on the baseline. Great job using his body to seal off the defender and finish.
Very impressive.
Yeah, he's been really, really good.
He's got to have at least 8 in the quarter.
He's only a junior. Air ball from the big man, Pascal. Yet Kearney still control. That's got to be a travel. Yeah. They counted that basket. I think we might have seen Brandon Beers get a technical.
Yeah.
And instead, it's a travel, and so it'll send it back. 54-48. Hanging around is Canisteo-Greenwood.
Kearney still in a kind of a 1-3-1.
That's made it a little bit harder on Chafee, don't you think, in terms of...
It has.
Yeah.
It has, especially...
You can see right now he's on the
ball.
baseline, yep. And instead, Jack Beers double-teamed and had it taken away, trying to work against a guy at 6'6". And there's Volpe with the putback. First points of the second half for Volpe.
Yeah, it's been very, very quiet.
56-48, lead is back to 8. Big possession here for the Chargers. Goes out of bounds and will stay here. Willie Mason trying to will that call.
Willie Mason.
He is animated
he knows his rules.
The jacket did come off, we might add.
Jacket came off, but he's a college ref. And
yep.
I know he's going to Connecticut tomorrow for a game.
Canisteo-Greenwood, a 30-second
So Canisteo-Greenwood will use their 30-second timeout here that they have for the second half. As we get a look inside the huddle for the Chargers. 18-3 this year.
I've been very impressed with the Chargers. They could have hung their heads.
Yeah, it's 26.
They persevered.
26-10 at the end of the first quarter. Just the second timeout used by Canisteo-Greenwood, so they have all their full timeouts remaining.
I'm trying to get Chafee the ball. He's playing inside. The zone's kind of taking him away, I think.
And they want a 5-second call, and now Canisteo-Greenwood going to call a timeout. And you can see Coach Beers not happy with Chafee. I know we're zooming in here on the...
Might be the first time ever.
Yeah. We're focused here on the Bishop Kearney bench, but meanwhile, boy, is Brandon Beers hot over in the huddle for Canisteo-Greenwood as we get a look at some of the fans here at Blue Cross Arena on this Friday night. We got 6 more games coming your way tomorrow, believe it or not.
Yeehaw,
and,
here we go.
The big boys are going to be going early tomorrow. We got A1, AA1, AA2, and AAA at 9 a.m., 11 a.m., and 1 p.m., and we got great matchups coming your way. Penfield, number 1 in the state, playing a very dangerous Victor team in AA1. And then AA2, we got a red-hot Greece Athena team taking on Pittsford Mendon, who's only lost 1 game all year. That was against their rival Sutherland in the Rainbow Classic. And then we have Rush Henrietta taking on Fairport. Third time those two teams will be meeting this year.
It's going to be something else. Penfield really has not been playing that great as far as in the sectionals here, but they got 3 guys who are as good as anybody.
They are stacked. 2 Division I recruits. Meanwhile, we're back in play here, and we're down to 4 in the shot clock. You're going to have to hurry just to get a shot off, and it's going to be a turnover with 17.2 seconds left to go in the third quarter.
It could be a big turnover, especially if Kearney scores here.
Remember, it was 46-45 when Canisteo-Greenwood took the first lead of the game, and they have been outscored since that point 11-2. And great position inside, and the finish at the end of the third quarter for Jaden Capers. That gets it back to 10, which is where we started at.
And that probably could have been an and one
at the beginning of this second half. So when it's all said and done, the two teams deadlocked in scoring in this third quarter. So Canisteo going to have to dig out of a hole again. We'll see if they have another run in them after this timeout. 58-48, Bishop Kearney on the Section 5 Broadcast Network. Bishop Kearney starts with the basketball as we start the fourth quarter here at Blue Cross Arena. And Kearney going to go right inside again. Might have been an extra step there from Jaden Pascal. Missed the shot, and Chafee, who had only 2 points in the third quarter, is going to need to get things going with his team down by 10, but he can't even touch the ball without a turnover taking place. And now 2-on-1 the other way. Count it, and a chance for the three-point play for Jaden Pascal. They just keep coming at you. Too many turnovers for Canisteo-Greenwood. And again, you're just having a hard time getting the ball into Chafee's hands.
The 1-3-1 has really hurt them.
Yep. So Pascal with a chance to complete the old-fashioned three-point play. He's 0 for 4 from the free throw line. You know, he's capable of hitting the three. He's hit a three-pointer in this game. And there's the free throw stroke he's been looking for. And it's back to 13 at 61-48. Oh, that ball went off the foot and went right to Smith. Again, Bishop Kearney just being so active defensively right now. We're going to have a whistle and a foul, though, right here.
Did Kevin Sirianni just foul out?
Oh, on the last foul on the end one.
Yeah, I know.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were focused on the three-point play. So 61-48. Canisteo-Greenwood down by 13, and again, just struggling to get into any kind of offense here against the zone. That's a great pass from
Really
Chafee.
nice.
And the finish from Smith. That was desperately needed.
Now they're in the 1-2-2.
And they
And
get a
there's
break
the
right there.
turnover.
Yep. Get what they want out of that 1-2-2. Kind of forced Kearney to pick up the pace, and it led to the turnover. 61-50. Chance to get it back to single digits again.
Got to really take care of this ball.
Hey, you cannot afford to keep turning the ball over if you're going to make a run.
No.
Oh, they had the reversal, but no, they still get it. Three-pointer on the way was halfway down and out from Beers.
Boy, Bears has had a couple just halfway down.
Meanwhile,
I think we got a timeout, Kearney.
Pascal was stuck on the baseline. They get the timeout. So Kearney will take a timeout with 6:32 left to go. So, yeah, you and I will be back for those three games we just previewed tomorrow. And then that still leaves, A and the 2C games.
Yeah, and they're all, great day for basketball.
Yep, so you can come and watch basketball for 12 hours tomorrow from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. So I think we've kind of hit on this already, Chris, but if Canisteo-Greenwood's going to make another run here, they got to take care of the basketball. They got to get the ball into Carson Chafee's hand more than they have so far in the second half.
They do. And I think if they can get to the foul line a little bit, then they can score with the clock not moving. I think that would be helpful. Both teams have one foul right now each.
Again, the winner will get Leroy in the play-in game. It will be on Monday night at a site to be determined. Thanks to Sam Schreier for passing along that information.
Sam Schreier, he's a bundle of knowledge.
Oh,
bundle of knowledge.
For sure.
We were fortunate at around quite a lot of those years to have him as our announcer.
Yeah.
Great. Now he's refereeing.
I know. Got into the officiating this winter. It's awesome. So 1-2-2 again. Kearney able to get it across. Volpe hits the streaking Jaden Capers, and that's exactly how you break down the 1-2-2. Lead is back to 13.
Nice play.
Chafee.
I've been very, very impressed with Jack Beers as an 8th grader, 8'5",
Yeah, you can tell he's a coach's kid the way he knows the game. And collision there. That's a tough break. Gideon Stewart collided with Colby Spate. That'll be the second on Stewart.
Stewart only a freshman.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Kevin Sirianni must have fouled out, right? I think he'd be in the game at this point. And that ball went off the foot of Pascal, and there's a scrum.
Did he call timeout, or is there a jump ball?
Jump ball.
Yep, you got to always know. Always know if you have the arrow or not, because you don't want to waste the timeout.
Well, with Thomas Sirianni out, too, that's doubly important that James Smith can't foul out, because then his team really only goes 6 deep. Smith has it on the baseline. Can't finish. And the loose ball comes all the way out to Owen Gorham. Yeah, Beers is probably going to grow a little bit too. We were talking before. Pascal passed up on the shot, and now an offensive foul. But Beers is only 5'6", but both of his parents are right around the 6-foot mark. In fact, Brandon Beers pointed out that mom might be just a tad taller than him.
Wow.
Yeah.
If he does it all, just wish they could try to get him. There he is, open.
Double dribble. Another turnover.
Well, I think the key is when they've gone to the 1-3-1, the pressure.
So substitution, like we said, going to have to start going deeper into the bench. Jackson O'Brien will come in for the first time for Canisteo-Greenwood. Again, 1-2-2, trying to make something happen defensively, but we're going to have a foul, and I think they're going to get Chafee for another nickel dimer. Remember that big call late in the third quarter?
That was a big call.
It took it, instead of it being a 4-point game, resulted in it being an 8-point game.
That's the third foul.
And they just lob it right in to Pascal, and right back up on the pogo stick, lays it in.
Chafee has 3 fouls.
Capers, I should say, not Pascal. Beg your pardon. And so they built it back up to 13, and you can kind of feel the air coming out of the balloon a little bit right now for Canisteo-Greenwood. Here's the pull-up from Beers. Ice water in the veins.
Doesn't play like an 8th grader.
He does not. He's got 7. And that ball was knocked away from Pascal from behind. It leads to a steal. 3-on-2. Yeah, they're looking to get it back to Chafee. Goes around the 7th grader Gorham and lays it in.
Maybe.
Nope.
Oh, he called it.
21 for Chafee. 65-56. It is back to single digits. Oh, just a half step off, coming up with the steal. Pascal goes down low, wide open Capers for 2.
Yeah. He almost took the shot you want him to take, but.
And Smith's pass stolen by the 7th grader. And Gorham is fouled. So Owen Gorham will go to the free throw line. Doesn't have a field goal today, but is 1 of 2 from the line. So we're past the midway point here in the fourth quarter. 3:48 to play. And Canisteo-Greenwood starting to run out of time.
4 fouls on Canisteo-Greenwood.
Yep, free throws the rest of the way. Gorham makes it look easy right there. Coach Willie Mason said, the other kids actually, even though he's just a 7th grader, they really kind of look up to
they lean
the way that Gorham plays and really admire how he plays at such a young age. Here's Chafee, wide open, but gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in. 23 now for Carson Chafee. What could be the final minutes of his high school career. And shot missed inside by Capers. And so now Canisteo-Greenwood still with a pulse. Chafee kicks it over. 3-pointer on the way was well short. From Thomas Sirianni, leads to a run out the other way as Spate puts it up and in. And we're going to have a timeout called by Bishop Kearney. 4 points for Spate and right back up to 13 at 71-58.
Next foul, Canisteo-Greenwood. Kearney shooting, and Kearney only has 2 fouls.
So 3:06 left to play. So, yeah, you mentioned Penfield, looking ahead to tomorrow's games, hasn't been playing as well. That Victor with that up-tempo style, they played Penfield tough, especially in the first game. And if you look at that game, it's an 11-point game, Chris, in the final. But it was a 2-point game with like 3 minutes left to play. Actually, it actually wound up being like a 20-point game. And but it was only a 2-point game with like 3.5 minutes left to play, or 3 minutes left to play. They just finished really strong.
The thing that makes Victor really good is they got, on any given night, they got like 7 guys. Any one of 7 guys can get double figures. And Coach has done a really good job. Coach Tyler Roberts.
Yeah.
They all can pass, shoot, and dribble. So that puts a lot of pressure on the defense. The one problem is that they have is they don't really have a big guy.
Yeah.
Of course, who does have a big guy that's 6'9"? And
Penfield's size is just,
yeah, Jackson Green's great. They're all great, all those guys.
Well, Canisteo-Greenwood has really done a great job to hang in this game, but running out of time. Smith off the pass from Chafee.
I've been impressed by them.
Smith, three-pointer on the way. Legs might have been gone a little bit on that shot, but managed to get it back. Air ball, and again, that's a guy, Jackson O'Brien, who does not play a ton of minutes. Forced into action here.
Tell you, Chafee, he goes after every rebound. It's unbelievable. Yeah. He's in on every play.
2:33 left to play, and we start to do the math. It's going to be really difficult.
So Kearney is now in the bonus. 2 shots every time you get fouled.
First free throw is up and in. Bishop Kearney is looking for its 14th Section 5 championship, but their first one in 13 years. Now, of course, when they were winning titles back in the 2000 aughts and late 90s and early teens, they were playing in the biggest classifications, not in B.
Yeah, I remember we'd scrim.
That laser right there needs to be turned off. Right there. Thank you.
We'd scrimmage them every year at Irondequoit, and Thomas Bryant and Chinoso Aboku, and
if it comes out again, thank you.
Yeah, tons of D1 guys. So it looks like someone hit a laser.
Yeah, he pulled the players off the floor, and our boy Sammy gave a warning.
Yep.
2:31 left to play in this fourth quarter as Bishop Kearney closing in on a championship. Carson Chafee, split his teammates there, unfortunately. Jack Beers and Thomas Sirianni. And meanwhile, he's talking with the official down on the other end. I don't know what that was about. Thought he should get a call. Again, the three-quarter court pressure, no problem at all from Kearney. That's almost a set shot from the big man. His foot was on the line. Jaden Pascal, looks like he's playing Nerf out there.
That's a shot you want him to take.
Well, he hit it. And we're going to have a foul down on the other end.
Third foul.
Yeah, it's all the way back up to 17, and that's actually the biggest lead of the game. Because remember, it was 26-10 at the end of the first quarter.
That's right. Like I said, this extended zone's really hurt them. They haven't been able to get the ball to Chafee.
And there's another deflection and another turnover. Here's Volpe, who was so big in the first half and goes coast to coast.
You could have a couple MVPs tonight.
22 points for Maddox Volpe and a turnover. Chafee stepped to the sideline. $77-58, and this thing may wind up being a big margin, but
very competitive game.
Canisteo-Greenwood came back and actually took the lead in the third quarter after they were down 16 in the first quarter. How about Volpe, huh?
Yeah, I know when they vote for MVP, I know that they, look at other games other than this, but man, got a couple guys that put MVP performances for Bishop Kearney.
Volpe, a really good football player, wide receiver. His uncle is the Bishop Kearney girls coach, Kevin Shepard.
Kevin Shepard, he's won a lot of sectional titles.
But Volpe has shined in this one for sure. And looks like Canisteo-Greenwood kind of calling the dogs off here with a 21-point lead and under 1 minute left to play. And it will be a shot clock violation. I think we're going to start to see the benches clear a little bit here for Bishop Kearney. You can hear the student section for Bishop Kearney. And hugs all around on the Kearney bench. Maddox Volpe, tremendous game for that young man. And now we're also going to see the bench clear for Canisteo-Greenwood, and that's going to be the last time Carson Chafee will come off a court in a high school basketball game, but he's got a bright future in front of him. And he gets a nice hug from Willie Mason. That's a really nice gesture.
Yeah.
Willie's a good dude.
Willie is a great guy.
And meanwhile, chance for some of these other kids to get out onto the floor. Angel Diaz, number 13. Rayshawn Stevens, number 21, is out there for Bishop Kearney. So Angel Diaz, 5'10 junior guard, left it a little bit short. Makes the second, so he gets his name into the scoring book. Down to 40 seconds left to play. This is Griffin Robarge wearing number 2. And pass deflected and stolen. Here comes Kearney back the other way in front of everybody. Angel Diaz. Not only does he get his name in the book, he's got 3 points now and a field goal. 20 seconds left to play.
Yeah, just too many turnovers.
Yep. See if Canisteo-Greenwood can get a bucket here. Oh, boy. That shot from Colton Coates went off the top of the backboard. They're going to count it down. For the first time since 2013, the Bishop Kearney Kings are the king of Class B2. And look at Willie Mason.
Willie Mason, man, he's got more moves than X-Lax out there. Holy mackerel, look at him go.
He took over 2 weeks before the season started. He brought over his whole coaching staff. And, there's some guys like Volpe, for example, that, haven't had a ton of success with the basketball program here at Kearney. And, it's got to be really, Jaden Capers, a senior, really rewarding for those guys to get a chance to raise the brick like they will be in a few minutes and win a sectional title here at the Big House Blue Cross Arena. And you can see the celebration going on across the way. And meanwhile, Canisteo-Greenwood getting ready to line up and shake hands.